Hello everybody, it's Nick with Electro-Madness GPR, and today we're going to talk briefly about utility locating in terms of concrete scanning, along with some Proceq units here, some of my favorite. It's a little bit of a mess. I've got off a couple hefty jobs today. We'll start with the Proceq GP8800 detachable battery. And a detachable survey wheel, which you can set in the traditional polarization or here to the cross polarization. And you also have the option to flip it in case you're in a scenario where you need to roll it through a tight space. That's helpful sometimes. This is the standard kit with all the accessories. Comes with the pole, now this is the box for the 8000, but I usually like packing the 8000 with the 8800. So it serves multiple uses where one may pick something up that the other won't. I keep my tape on me for grid layouts. Chalk line, always keep one of those. We're not going to talk too much about that. Got your mount here for the 8800, mount for the 8000. And then your 8000 here. This one is like the shotgun of Proceq scanners. Can scan very deep for a concrete scanner. This one is like your sharpshooting pistol. Very accurate, very detailed. You can do area scans with it. Just did some cool area scans today myself. I've done it with all the equipment. The 8000 as well. We'll show you some grid paper. I don't have the, sorry, I said the 8100. This is the 8000. We'll talk about the 8100 another time. It's a whole nother beast of a scanner. Then back here we got two sets of stock grid paper. Now you don't have to have the stock grid paper. I usually even draw the grids on the ground myself. But this is good, like if you want to tape it to a wall, you can do that. And it comes with the scanner here in the middle. You usually put this in the bottom left corner of your grid after you're done doing the scanning. And then you can use the augmented reality to show your customers what you found. And then maybe that helps fine tune your scanning. Maybe it helps just say that area is ruined, you know, it's not even worth touching. So we've got this. This is great for core drilling, slab on grade, saw cutting, for checking for conduits, and say you may want to cover them for, you know, deeper items like pipes, drains, primary electrical, things like that. That's what the 8000 will help you with. If you can't see what you're looking for within the roughly 20 to 24 inch range that the 88 will give you, the 8000 is very good for that. This is my go-to for slab on grade, but when it comes to core drilling, if I'm not using only the 88, I start with the 8000 and then I verify with the 88. I never do any core drilling. I wouldn't recommend it without an 88 or something similar, unless it's clearly, you know, just one of those jobs that are just easy enough to get by with the 8000, but they're not all like that. Segueing from the saw cutting, we've got the Vivax Metrotech V-Loc Pro 3. Locators are pretty much the same equipment. This has got all the bells and whistles that you would want in private or public locating. It's got a mapping RTK system that you can subscribe to. It's got a nice RTK unit right here on the top that you can map as you're locating. Super useful for any kind of locating and mapping. Pretty much eliminates the whole survey factor, and if you're lucky you can get it close to sub-centimeter on the right conditions. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a survey specialist, but we've seen some pretty good results. So let me just pull out these accessories. Got a lot of accessories with this one. This is the money maker right here, the wand. You can use this in concrete scanning just by itself. It's got multiple different channels you can find things on. One of the best things you can use is Power 60, along with any of the other channels, as long as you got a transmitter. But if all you have is the wand, it would be power, any kind of power frequency, and radio. They're not usually too consistent with giving depth unless you hook directly onto the utility you're looking for. But that's what we got this for. The box, the transmitter and the receiver. This sends a signal through whatever you hook up to, whether it's a gas line, piece of rebar even, a ground wire, really anything you can get your hands on. And they make a wide variety of different accessories. I'm going to go through this monstrosity of a mess right now and explain to you each one that I got on me now, but I'm going to start with the basics that most people carry and the ones that I highly recommend if you're looking into starting something new for yourself. If you know, you just want something basic for concrete scanning, maybe slab on grade or even elevated slabs, it can save you a whole lot of time. Instead of slicing and dicing with a GPR, you could probably hook directly onto something and trace it all the way through, and then just kind of pinpoint with the GPR exactly where it's at. So what we have here are some clamps, positive and a negative, red and black. Probably seen something similar to this before. And a grounding rod. We put the grounding rod into the ground, connect our negative to it, and then hook our positive to the utility we're looking for. Then we'll hook it up to the box and then trace it out with the wand. It's usually very precise. There's limitations to it. I'm not going to get too much into that for now, but it's a very useful tool when you're looking for very specific things, and it helps you identify exactly what you're looking for. This is a clamp to hook around stuff. You know, I could hook it around my arm. It's not going to do much good, but you can hook it around a conduit, certain pipes, you know, pretty much anything metal. It's not going to give you signal on plastic. Very rarely you get any kind of signal. You know, I usually call those ghost signals if you're getting some kind of arrows on your receiver that shows you that yes, it is there. And sometimes that does kind of pinpoint that there is something there. It's very rare, but still possible. They have smaller clamps. Let's see where that is. Smaller clamps for smaller conduits, meaning smaller spaces. Very useful, because they put conduits very tight sometimes. I'm not going to go too much on that. It's the same thing pretty much. This here, say you got a group of conduits, put it together, screw it on around the conduits, and you pretty much know that they're all connected. But say we got a duct bank coming out of the ground and we want to verify that it doesn't split off in different areas, as opposed to hooking up to, like, say a transformer or some kind of main power primary feed, which is still doable. This hooking on all the conduits at once will help you verify for any turns or laterals, but it won't help you pinpoint one specific target if you need to do that. But if you're just doing a basic locate, this is super helpful. It just, you know, you can hit, I don't know, you could hit probably like 10 conduits at once with this if you really wanted to. And then lastly, we got this thing. You can plug it into your box. And then you got this plug here. It's a house plug. So what you do is if you don't have access to these conduits, say you have a wall that they didn't open up for you, but you know that there's something that goes in there and maybe you're not able to see it with the GPR. You plug this into the wall, just turn your box on as normal, hit your signal, that you want to send out, and you could locate it just like anything else. Lots of great tools, lots of very necessary things to have for sure, because there are those jobs that you always got something that pops up. Lastly, your witching sticks. Never go without your witching sticks.